Hi everyone, my name is Boats and I'm going to be doing my Microteach lesson on using non-standard units of measurement. So with this lesson, basically I'm going to be asking the questions, what is measurement and what are some different ways that we can measure objects? So basically we're going to be using different types of measuring tools to measure something. I have created a table here that I would use in the classroom. All I have available to me right now to measure is my laptop. I don't have a desk or a whiteboard, but you could always list all sorts of different things within the classroom that you can measure. And then for my measurement units, I have paperclip, Q-tips, and sticky notes. So we're going to be measuring my laptop using those different objects just to get an idea of how measurement kind of works. So basically, students will need to determine how many objects it takes to measure said item, and that kind of links together with like measuring with standard units, estimation, and counting in number sense, which I'll get more into near the end. So for the lesson, I have my laptop here that we're going to measure. Now, before we measure, I want students to try and estimate how much of something it's going to be. So if I started with my paper clip, I'm going to want to estimate how many paper clips it would take. Q-tip, same thing. Sticky note, same thing. And we will put that in our chart here. So I'm just going to go ahead and estimate that my laptop is going to be about 10 paper clips long. And I'm going to put a little slash mark there so that we can put the actual number next to it. I'm going to guess that it's about 5 Q-tips long and 5 sticky notes long as well, because they look like they're probably around the same size, which is about twice as long as the paper clip that I have there. So those are my estimations. And then we're going to go ahead and measure. Now, students could go two ways with this. They could try to measure it long ways or short ways. I'm going to go ahead and do it long ways just because that's what I based my estimate off of. But students could also do it that way. You could sorry, I lost my words there. You could extend the activity by having them do both ways, but we're just going to start out by measuring with the paper clip in the one direction. Now, if I had more than one paper clip, I would try to use multiple rather than just the one, but since this is all I have at home, that's what I'm using. So that's going to be 1 paper clip, 2 paper clips, 3 paper clips, 4 paper clips, 5 paper clips, 6 paper clips, 7 paper clips, 8 paper clips, 9 paper clips. So I was a little bit off on my estimation, but that's okay. It's not about getting the right number. So laptop is about 9 paper clips long. Next, we're going to move on to the Q-tips. Now, Q-tips I do have more than one of. So I'm going to lay it this way so I can get the Q-tips on the floor there. So we've got 1 Q-tip, 2 Q-tip, and if I had more than one paper clip, I would have been doing it this way as well. 3 Q-tips, and about 4 Q-tips. So I'm going to write that down in my table. 4 Q-tips, and as you can see, I've put my estimation first, and then the actual estimation, actual, and then we're going to go on and use the sticky notes. So I have my laptop here, and I'm going to put 1 sticky note. It's not a perfect rectangle with the right angle there, so we're doing our best. 2 sticky notes. 3 sticky notes. And about 4 sticky notes there. So I'm going to write that down. Another extension that you could do after they've learned about measuring length, you can go ahead and measure area as well. So we're just going to continue with the sticky notes since that is convenient for measuring area. We've already got 4. We're going to make that 5. 6. 7, 8, and then assuming I could put a half a sticky note here, that would be 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10. So that's an extension you could do. in general. So that kind of is good for starting off with the non-standard measurements before moving on to standard. You could have a discussion after this activity about how we had different numbers for each of our items there. And so if we had just one standard measurement, we could always measure things exactly the same, versus if I have sticky notes this size and someone has bigger sticky notes, it will come up with different numbers. Basically having that kind of discussion, counting with the number sense. And yeah, so this would be a great activity to do before moving into standard units of measurement.